So Russ Whitney is my name, and I've written the best way to go. You can go to russwhitney.com or go to Amazon and plug the name Russ Whitney, W-H-I-T. Anyway, I've written 30 books, 3 New York Times bestsellers, built a fairly large publicly traded company, and I've been mostly in investing in real estate, my career, and also private equity into private businesses. So I invest into small businesses as well.
What kind of small businesses?
Well, right now, an insurance company is the latest. So insurance, also in a merchant provider business. So when you go to 7-Eleven or you go in anywhere and you use your credit card, well, there's a merchant provider that provides that to that business, and they earn a percentage on it. A lot of times they have good cash flow. However, they don't have piles of cash. So if they want to expand or open new offices or computer equipment, they need a loan. So we provide loans for them.
Nice. And so we talked about, like you publicly traded company. What field, can you share a little bit about because it was just to maybe go even deeper into that when it comes to what you've accomplished when it comes to the trainings and the seminars and all this, because these numbers are quite impressive.
Right. Well, I started out, I bought a book on real estate investing, and so I started buying duplex, triplex, 4-unit buildings. And basically I was buying them in rundown, beat-up shape where I'd go in and paint, clean, and do the cosmetics and force the value up. I'd add up rents, deduct whatever the expenses were, and that would tell me whether it had positive cash flow or not. And then back years ago, then wrote a book on how I did it, because I had achieved a net worth of $1 million. And so I wrote a book on how I did what I did. And the book got published. And that brought me, the publisher also had a seminar business where they would promote their books via seminars. So part of them publishing my book was I had to agree to go speak at the seminars. And so that's actually how I got into it. Okay. And so that company went out of business, as I said. Their marketing ran out. But I really liked the seminar business. I like sharing my success with other people. And there's another whole story behind that. So I started my own, and there was a lot of ups and downs. So I didn't know how to market. Back then it was direct mail, infomercials, and that type of stuff. Today it's more social media. But I would have to learn that too. And so it was up, down, up, down. In 1996-ish, I got tired of doing the seminars, being the guy who runs the company, having to manage the real estate. And in order to continue the seminars, I went to the president of our company and I said, listen, if we're going to do this, we need to hire somebody to do the training. I can't go out every weekend because I've got a family and all that. And so I didn't think anybody was going to be able to do it as good as I did until I hired the first 2 trainers, and they did better. So now we had a company. I was able to hire more trainers, and then over the years, it was real estate investment, stock investment, asset protection, basically anything that's how to make money 101 in the real world. And so we built that to 2,000 employees. The first year I started, we did $5 million, and went $13 million, $60 million, $90 million, all the way to $250 million a year. I had 200 some odd trainers, and then I took the company public as well. So we were traded on the NASDAQ. And that's basically how we built the seminar business. And then I kept on with the real estate development. From 2000 to 2008, I built some 7,000 homes in Cape Coral, Florida, Lehigh Acres, and in Northport. So we built a big real estate business. And then along the way, I've written 30 books and manuals. 3 of the books bestsellers, New York Times, Wall Street, Business Week bestsellers.
Awesome. And without that experience, what keeps you going today? What motivates you? What gets you? Because when you have accomplished so much, I mean, at some point, it's good to coast. Or if it's not the time to coast, what gets you going?
Okay. Good question. I've been still trying to figure that out, to be honest with you, because I was so busy many years, 7-day weeks and 12, 15-hour days. So maybe I wasn't the smartest guy, but I would outwork the other guy. And so retiring, is not an easy task after, years and years of being busy. Yeah. So what I did is I turned mostly to taking the cash that I had earned and investing that into small businesses, into stocks, ETFs, or a kind of a managed stock account. And still investing in real estate. These days I'm not a builder, so to speak, a developer. So I'll find the properties. I have the vision for what we want to build, and then I hire a builder to build it. So these days, I say I start work at about 11 o'clock. So in the morning is my time. I go to the gym by 7. I do a good 40 minutes cardio and about an hour 10 of weights. I hit this steam room, and then I start my work day about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I work till about 3. And then I'll either go to the driving range, maybe play some golf, or enjoy the day. Now, it sounds good, and it sounds easy, but after, having the work ethic that I had, there's a little guilt that comes along with.
Yeah, I was about to say, because this is like a big cut down, on the work hours or the productivity and everything.
I'm getting better at it. You know what I mean? I'm getting much better at it.
What would you, looking back, from all the things you've learned, of the mistakes you've made, of the successes you've reached, what would be some of the key lessons you would like to share with entrepreneurs that are like busting their tail to make it happen?
Well, I would start with my latest book, which isn't the best-selling book, but it's the one I'm most proud of. It's called Inner Voice, How to Unlock Your Purpose and Passion. And it's a book that was derived out of me going on a spiritual mission. After spending years in a religious community, I wanted to know more. What's going to happen when I die? Who's right? Are the Christians right? The Muslims right? The Hindus right? Or are they all saying the same thing in different times, languages, and cultures? And I went on that journey, and I can't say I invented it. It's all things that I learned from religious leaders, spiritual leaders, thought leaders. So to answer your question, what would I tell people who are struggling or, trying to find their way? I would tell them one of the biggest lessons I learned is this, that the gift of life is in the struggle. If we didn't have struggles, we'd have no reason to be more patient, more tolerant, more kind. We'd have no reason to let go of resentments. We'd have no reason to forgive. And we'd have no reason to be better people today than we were yesterday. So always going to be struggle.
Embrace the struggle.
Well, you got a financial struggle, religious struggle, kid trouble, health trouble. Always going to be a struggle. Welcome the struggle, because I think God made struggle to build our souls, to make us better people. It never stops. Endurance. At least in my life, it hasn't.
Yeah.
And so, embrace the struggle. Don't run away from it. Welcome it. And once you learn how to handle the struggle in a good spiritual manner, the next gift comes. You don't get the next gift until you handle the last struggle correctly.
Nice. And when you look at the I don't say young pups, but the young ones coming and all this, what is it that you want to tell them? Because you've been there, you've done that, you've built huge company, great success, so you have and plus a variety, because real estate to seminars is very different.
And building.
Very different. So when you look at the young ones that are coming, what are some of the advice you would like to share? If you were to sit one-on-one by the fire.
The biggest one is the easiest one to say, and some people don't quit, no matter what, don't quit. Get up every day, tighten your shoelaces up, and get back in the game.
So here's a question. What is the difference? How would you define the difference between quitting, and stopping? Because at some point, there's certain things that need to be stopped. Like they don't need to be continued because it's not the right way, it's not the right time, it's not the way.
So you're talking about failure now. Failure. If I'm failing, should I stop? I don't ever recognize failure as failure. I recognize failure as I got to take a new action to produce a new result. Failure is a struggle. What it's telling me is I'm down the wrong path. And if I'm not passionate about fixing it, what's next? Always look for what's next.
So what you bring up is very interesting, because yesterday we had a gentleman at the B, I forgot his name, that was talking about creating a new software. So he was very passionate about it and explained all kinds of stuff. And then we had literally quite a few that are very much knowledgeable in those industries that he was looking into, but also in the making the software side of it, and they all said, don't do that. It was interesting to see, because that's where you get a moment. It's not necessarily giving up. More like don't go that route. Don't even start or stop.
Well, you said he's passionate about it. I would question that, because the cliche is find something you're passionate about, do that, and you'll be successful. It doesn't work that way. Passion comes after purpose. What's my purpose? What am I here for? What did God put me here for? Usually, from my experience, we find purpose based on childhood wounds. For me, did I make a lot of money in real estate? Yes. Was I passionate about it? No. I was passionate about the seminar business. And the reason I was passionate about it is my father died when I was very young. I had a very nasty stepmother, and I had a crappy childhood. And what I realized years after that I was in the seminar business, I was passionate about it, but I didn't know why. And the reason I was passionate about it is the childhood wounds I had was nobody was ever there to help and save me. And that created in me a passion to want to help and save other people. And when I help other people with finance or this kind of an interview, I'm spilling my own medicine on myself.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I get more out of it than the person I think I'm helping.
Yeah.
And the moment I think I'm helping them is the epitome of arrogance.